So as you're thinking through what's the best tripwire for your particular offer, I want you to think that there's a good chance that the ideal tripwire already exists in your business. You're already doing it. Now, in the previous video, we talked about the different tripwire types. You might have heard me use the word splinter, how we would splinter off a particular service that somebody was already doing, or how we take this piece and we'd splinter that off. And this is a concept that we have creating these splinter offers that we've developed in and around how to come up with tripwire ideas. So I want you to think about your core flagship product or service. Same one I had you think about in the very first video. Your core flagship product or service. If you think about it, more times than not, while you may be thinking about it holistically, right, it's actually made up of a number of smaller products, and services, right? So if we think about if we think about the marketing agency example that I gave you before, at the end of the day, they wanted to do this SEO work for $500. But before they did any of that, they would go and they would claim someone's listing and they would go and set up an AdWords account. There were all these little splinter services that they would do before they ever got started, right? When we think about a software suite, right? A software suite of tools, a CRM, right? All these tools, they're actually made up of a lot of little kind of micro services. The same could be said for a digital product, a course, right? A course is made up of a bunch of smaller lessons and modules. This is how larger flagship products and services are based. I don't care what you're doing, what type of field you're in, something can be splintered off. And ideally, this is what we want to do, because the best tripwires are splinter offers. The best tripwires are splinter offers. One, because you don't have to create anything new, but also they lead seamlessly and subtly into the core offer. I want to show you an example of how we do this at Digital Marketer, kind of open up the kimono so you can see exactly how this splintering concept works. Now, the core offer at Digital Marketer, one of our core offers, one of them, of course, are these certifications, the one that in these master classes, the one that you're currently consuming right now. But our other kind of primary core flagship offering is Digital Marketer Lab. Okay, Digital Marketer Lab. It is our membership, and the beauty of Digital Marketer Lab is when you join, in addition to a number of other benefits, you also get access to our execution plan library. So this is where we take all of our checklists and templates and standard operating procedures and we put them all in one place. So whatever you want to do, if it's build a landing page, or if it's launch a Kindle book, or if it's launch a Facebook ad campaign, whatever you want to do, we have a standard operating procedure for it. That we make available, that we use internally, and that we make available to our members, right? That is kind of the core flagship offering of Digital Marketer. It's called Digital Marketer Lab. Now, there's only one problem with this. When we first launched it, no one wanted it. We could not sell this thing, and the reason we couldn't sell it was simple. It's because, going back to what I talked about before, there was no specificity in the promise. It's when you become a member, you're going to know how to do this and 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 this, and you're thinking, I don't know if I want or need to do all that, right? I don't know if that's what I need. I've got this specific problem. Going back to what we were talking about in the lead magnet section, we weren't entering into the conversation that was going on in people's minds already. We weren't answering the questions that they were asking. We were trying to answer a lot of questions that they weren't asking, and that's why this offer wasn't particularly effective. We were coming to them and saying, hi, nice to meet you. What are you doing tomorrow night? Let's grab dinner. I'll pick you up at 8. We were being a little bit creepy, right? We were trying to offer everything. So what we instead switched to was this. We said, let's take just one of these execution plans and splinter them off. Right? So, for example, at the time we first had this idea, this concept of Facebook promoted posts, which is not even called promoted posts anymore, but it's called boosting a post. But back then, this idea of Facebook promoted posts was brand new. It was brand new, and there was a lot of interest, and people were asking a lot of questions about it. The conversation in the industry was around promoted posts. So we said, aha, let's splinter out this execution plan. Let's take it, let's splinter it out, because this is the conversation that people are having. Now, Digital Marketer Lab is $386 a year, $386. We charged just $7 for this execution plan. It was a great deal. We would ordinarily, if we were selling this by itself, we would never charge less than $47. So it was a great deal, but again, we wanted to lower that barrier to entry. We wanted to deliver value in advance by offering an outstanding value with no strings attached. Okay? But the splintering didn't stop there. We also, inside this particular execution plan, realized that, we've got a lot of examples. So what we should do is we should create a lead magnet. This is one that you've already seen, the ultimate social media swipe file. So we splintered from our core offer a tripwire, and then we splintered from our tripwire a lead magnet. So here's what happened. Now instead of driving people to this offer and saying, hey, I'm so glad you're here, let's go get dinner and maybe get married later on, we said, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Ryan. I've got something really cool. You could totally have it for free. I'd love to get your name and number so I can call you and send it to you. Right? We said, can I get your number? And that was the ultimate social media swipe file. That was our lead magnet. Right? Then we said, hey, if you're interested in social media and really improving the effectiveness of your social media campaigns, the engagement around it, you should know that we have this execution plan on how to increase engagement with Facebook promoted posts. It's only $7. In other words, wow, nice to meet you, we should get coffee sometime. And then after they invested in this and after we delivered that, we said, what's really great about this is it's actually just one part of over 30 execution plans that we have in our library. So you now know how to do one aspect of digital marketing. If you want to have an entire library so you can do all aspects of digital marketing, you should really go and check that out. In other words, wow, it really was nice. I enjoyed our conversation here over coffee today. We should go get dinner sometime, right? That's the progression. When we did this, when we acted like ordinary human beings in how we approached the relationship, the conversion rates skyrocketed. It was unbelievably effective, and it's the reason that Digital Marketer Lab is such an effective product today. And it's all because of this concept of splintering, all right? The splintering concept. Now, the example that I showed you before of the guitar picks, that is a type of a splinter offer. So you think about a guitar, what is a splinter off of a guitar? What's something that if you play the guitar, you're going to use? Well, guitar picks. I also mentioned guitar strings, right? There was the example that I gave you of the candle wicks then going to sell candle supplies, right? Candle wicks are a splinter. They're a component that can be chunked out, splintered off of the primary core offer. Even in the software business, splintering happens. This is the landing page for Shopify. Shopify is an e-commerce store builder, right? It's a great e-commerce store builder. Unfortunately, the idea of building an e-commerce store can be very intimidating, right? Now, just one of their features is that when you have a Shopify store, that you can also create a Facebook store for free. So what they did in their tripwire, and this is a tripwire because they're asking you to basically take a demo, to take a trial, is instead of saying, we're Shopify, and thanks to Shopify, you can build the ultimate e-commerce store, and you can sell all your properties, and you can sell it on Facebook, and you can sell it on WordPress, and you can do this and this and this. Here's our complete suite of tools. They didn't do that. They splintered off a feature. They splintered off a single feature, and they said, hey, how would you like to sell products directly through Facebook? Oh, you do? Great. Fill out this form to create your Facebook store for free. Now, when you got on the other side, you were told that, hey, so, we're so glad you're here. We're Shopify, and one of our features is you can create a Facebook store, but you can also do this and this and this. So let me show you, just starting off, how you'd go about creating your Facebook store. And then if you want to try out some of our other features, you can do that, right? But what this allowed them to do is allowed them to simplify their messaging. It allowed them to deliver a very specific offer that, again, was entering the conversation. Now, they had a similar landing page for how to set up a WordPress page. So for this one, with this particular offer, they could go to people who were Facebook advertisers. For their WordPress one, they could go to people that they knew owned blogs, WordPress blogs in particular. So it also allows for additional segmentation. But this type of splintering, creating these types of tripwire offers is what's going to get you more customers, because we're lowering the barrier to entry while simultaneously delivering a more specific and compelling message. And that's the formula that makes it all work. Service businesses, right? We talked about, physical products, digital products. What about if you're in a service-based business? Well, if you're a web designer, as opposed to going out there and saying, hey, I'm a web designer, I'd like to redesign your entire web page, that's a commitment, right? You're going to redesign my whole website? Wow, that sounds expensive, time-consuming, and very risky for me. Don't do that. Say, hi, I'm a web designer, I'd love to design you a fresh, new, clean logo. Now, if that logo is successful and appreciated, and there's a really good chance that you can say after you've delivered the logo, hey, you know, if you love this logo, I'd love to produce a brand new web page for you and website design that will match your killer new branding. See how it works? Coffee, dinner. How about a dentist that sells teeth whitening, right? If you're a dentist and you want more cosmetic patients, you want to do more Invisalign or something like that, for example, sell teeth whitening. You know you've got someone in your chair who's interested in having a brighter, whiter smile. So once you whiten their teeth, you can also suggest, hey, your teeth are white, but they're also real crooked. You want me to fix that? Okay. Coffee, and then going out with the other stuff for dinner. Roofers. How about a roofer? If you're a roofer and you're going to go fix somebody's roof, you're probably going to clean their gutter while you're up there, right? So why not get paid to get on somebody's roof and do a roof inspection? All the other roofers are like, hey, we'll do a free roof inspection. Well, I don't know if my roof is leaky. Seems okay to me. So instead, offer gutter cleaning services. Offer it at dead cost. Get paid to get on someone's roof. That's the power of a tripwire offer. Hosting services that sell website templates. If they're buying website templates, they're going to need a place to host those website templates. Coffee, dinner. And then a lawn care service that offers to fertilize off-season, right, at dead cost. Talking to them when nobody else is. Everybody else is saying, we'll mow your grass, we'll mow your grass. It's like, hey, you want me just to fertilize that? You know, I can throw some quick fertilizer in your lawn. That's it. After you fertilize their lawn, to then come to them and say, you know, hey, so hopefully, you know, you liked our services. If you did, I can tell you this fertilizer is some pretty potent stuff. You know, your grass is going to be growing pretty quickly. If you'd like us to come out and start mowing on a regular basis, we'd love to do that. Okay? Value in advance. Coffee, then dinner. But the key is think about it. Think about your core offer. Begin with the end in mind. It's why that's where we began to begin with. Why we talked about optimizing that core offer. What are all the little components that make up your core offer? What can be splintered off to form a tripwire? It's not always possible to come up with a splinter offer, but when you can, it's very effective because, like I said, there's no real additional work required on your part to produce something new, but it also is going to flow seamlessly and subtly into that core offer because it's a part of it anyway. All right, so hopefully you found that concept of splintering helpful. Hopefully it kind of gets the gears turning in your brain and coming up with your own tripwire offer. So be thinking about it. How could you splinter your offer? Give it some thought, and I'll see you in the next video.